I have never done this before, but I've seen it done, and not in videos. I've actually seen it done, John. The way I've seen the fellas do this, they just kind of go zoop. But I'm not doing that, John, because I'm teaching myself. This looks like a, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. Okay, now I'm going to come back and force it in more, but I want to get it in there first. My thinking is that when you put the spline in, it stretches the screen and it makes it tight. You know, that seems to be what the gist of it should be. But I don't know, John. I mean, there's every possibility that we're going to get this all done, and I'm going to look at it, and it's going to be terrible. And then, you know, we go online and look up a YouTube video on how to do this. Well,
and you're just using one continuous piece of rubber.
Yep. Because the old one was one continuous piece of rubber. One of them has a little groove in it, and the other one hasn't a groove. And my thinking is, I'm just trying to use my mind, that the groove is for when you're first putting it in, to kind of hold on to the rubber a little bit more. And then once it's set, you come back with the other one and you can really ream it down in there. Comme ça. John, if you post this online, will people be able to make comments? Like people who actually know how to do this?
Yes.
That's unfortunate. Instead of making videos to show people how to do it, I just make videos showing people how I'm doing it, and then they can comment and tell me what I'm doing wrong. Well, damn, look at that. That's not bad. Not bad for my first ever, Johnny. There. I'm just kind of wiggling it so it's kind of in there. Well, John, that's not too bad. Well, I can only get better at it. Let's try. I basically go to the more or less a little bigger than the outside of the frame. Overkill. But I know it's going to squish down in there, and that's about a 1/4 inch deep, so that's an extra 1/2 inch larger than the opening, roughly. And I've done this now once, so you can take it from me. Now I have opinions. I'm going to try this silly thing that you convinced me to buy. It has 2 wheels. One is got the groove in it, and one's got no groove. And you'll notice that it says F and B, which I assume is front and back. And the picture on the thing said, you know, showed you how it goes. And so that's how I assumed on the other one that you're supposed to use the groove wheel first. How's that for logical thinking? Let's see how this goes. Kind of feels good. This feels like it might actually be the thing to do. There we go. Stick it in there. I have enough. Try to keep it straight. And then set the back wheel in. Whoa. Wow. That's not bad. Jay, that's pretty cool. Let's keep going and see how it goes. I'm not done yet. Hold your celebrations. That's a very bad sound. I didn't like that sound, because it sounds like the screen ripped. It's stretched so tight. I mean, that's really tight. Like, that is super tight. Yeah, it ripped the screen. So there's a little rip right there, through which could crawl all manner of bugs. I think the flaw is that I shouldn't be stretching it as I'm doing it. I think I should just let the thing stretch it, because it just was too tight. It was just, when I was doing that last run, it was just, there was too much pressure on it. Oh, this Jackson. This guy popped out, and I think this guy is supposed to go in there. When the screen is in the window, this sits like that on the inside. Whoops. So you can grab it and pull the screen out when you need to. So yeah, I'm not going to stretch it. I'm just going to guide it and let the wheel do the stuffing. This one seems to be working a lot better than this one. This wheel just works much easier. I'm not really even using the back wheel. The front wheel just seems to be setting it right in there. Unless I'm missing something. The back wheel kind of gives it just a little extra straightness and stretchiness. That one's my best yet. I don't know. Something tells me the real screen guys would hate me for doing this. You're not supposed to. But I just feel like that could get shoved in a little better, and the wheel doesn't reach. So I'm gonna use a screwdriver. Not bad. I'm frankly rather proud of that. All right. That one went in. Nice. I think this is just the effect of being out in the desert. It's just the effect of getting heated up and cooled down, heat up and cool down, heat up and cool down. You want to make sure you don't have your finger underneath it when you come down with that thing because it's pinchy. Uh-oh. Well, that's a problem. Just to take some of the blouse out. Oh, God. Remember that thing I said about the knife earlier? Keep your fingers behind the blade. Don't cut it like that. Cut it like this. So there ain't nothing to hit. The knife just slipped and it was so close. It would have been fantastic to catch that on camera. It would have actually been the best YouTube video since that guy trying to sell the Winnebago who's gone batshit crazy. Because you would have been able to literally cut from me saying, now make sure you know where the knife is, to me going, oh God! And we're like, what, about an hour and a half from the nearest emergency room? I think it's just not going to go. Let's try it this way. I think it'll be all right. All right. This is the inside. The rubber goes on the outside, unlike the first one we did. And it's got to go in on here. There. Done. Doing screens is actually quite enjoyable, and it's unless I'm doing something horribly wrong, and you wake up tomorrow morning and they're all just hanging out of the screens, or there's like tarantulas crawling all over the inside of the house. But I think we'll be good. I think I'm doing enough right. I think it's right enough that it'll do the trick. Want to do more?